up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and we are just going to do a short video here, talk about what's going on at Baz on Blades the first week of January 2021. We're going to talk about the first week of January 2021. We're going to talk about this delicious beer that I am drinking. We're going to definitely talk some more about this, but I'm going to drink some right now. Oh, all right. For all of you 6, 7, and 8-year-olds watching right now that are thinking, I've got to get me one of those cold beers, Baz on Blades does not condone underage drinking and thinks that you should wait at least until you're 18 years old and can sneak away from home so your mom and dad don't find out under any circumstances. That, of course, is a little bit of humor. I do not condone anything of the type. I do not think you should ever drink. In fact, I'm glad that I never started drinking alcohol myself. My life has been so much better because no alcohol. Delicious. So we got this, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. This is Einstock. I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. I've got a southern accent and only know 3 words anyway. So this is an Icelandic white. It is basically an unfiltered white with citrus and spices, sort of that classic sort of deal. For those of you that like unfiltered whites, what I will do is I will say this. Think of all your really entry-level light beers, your Blue Moons, the stuff around $10 a 6-pack, right around that area. That's the sort of vibe we got going here. But everything is refined. The flavor is fuller. It's fuller throughout the flavor range, actually. The beer, the foundation, it being an unfiltered beer with the yeast in it, and it's a very even and very round on the bottom end, the basic, foundation, the beer taste, and then the citrus right at the right level as an accent, not over flavoring. The spices the same way. It just overall, it feels like you're taking a step from those $10 entry-level sort of beers to, the next level. And these beers in my area, they're like $14.99 a 6-pack. It is just one of my favorite unfiltered whites that there is. Actually, I've got the damn box here. Let's look at the box, guys. Let's look at the box right here. Right there, guys. Find this. They've got a porter too. I haven't tried it. I'm going to try it next. But this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've drank this. And it is so awesome. It's so awesome. Dan the man loves this. He's not as big a fan of unfiltered beers as I am. But he really liked this. The flavor it's just extremely good. Extremely balanced. Full without being nosy in any area. So that's enough of the beer talk there. Let's talk about what's happening here at Baz on Blades. Most of you do not know, because I don't hardly talk about my personal life on camera. Most of you do not know I have been out of work. I had an old injury flare up and I was out of work on FMLA, and my job let me go. I've been out of work, no job. And that's the reason, most of all, that content for knife reviews has gone down. I think right now, with the economy the way it is, with the situation not only in the United States and America, all the political crap, the economic crap, all of that, being unemployed at the same time, it's probably a bad time to buy knives. So, I got a new job. I'm not going to say who with. It doesn't matter. It's just my job. The focus of this year is I've got a couple of debts that I've got to pay off, and then I'm going to be looking for a shop building. so I can actually put a shop together and not be dragging my equipment out on the front porch of my house. You know, it's wintertime. I can't go out there and work. I can't take a chance on getting sick out there in the weather. It's wide open. So I'm going to try to get a small shop building, and I've got equipment enough to start producing knives. I may not be able to do some of the things that are in some of my designs initially because of the limitations of my equipment, my experience, and the amount of money and time that I have. But we're going to go ahead and get started on that. I've got a couple of small fixed blades that are going to come out. That's what I'm going to predominantly do. In fact, exclusively do. I am not going to say at all anything about any type of folded knife unless I do just some simple single blade like friction folder type of things. I may try that also. I'm going to be small fixed blades. I've got 3 or 4 or 5 designs that my design language is. I design a knife where I like it. And then I make sure that it fits my hand. I have a pretty average man-size hand. I've got a large hand, but I've got medium fingers. That puts me right in the middle of everything, and I feel like that I can do, you know, to a good scale and to a good design for handles. And then all my blade shapes, my blade profiles, guys, just the profile. I like to do basic profiles. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy, no crazy grinds, nothing like that. I'm going to do drop points. I'm going to do clip points. I'm going to do sort of true bellied Asian, small Asian pieces, like a fixed blade Kwaiken. You know, I'm going to try a bunch of different handle materials, and I've got a bunch of material. I got a bunch of flame maple on hand and some other figured hardwoods. I've got some exotic scale sets that are around here and all of that jazz. And I've got G10. I've got my Carta on hand. And I'm about ready to roll, guys. I'd say this spring you can start looking for some work in progress videos coming out of my front porch. I won't have the shop bought by then. I'm hoping by the end of the year. But so that's going to be the focus this year. Now I'm going to try to buy some more knives if anything comes out that I want, because frankly last year 2020 infected the knife releases also for me. There was a very little that I saw that I wanted to spend $20 on. I've got a review coming up tomorrow on a new piece from Civivi. I do have an order in right now on a cold steel 4MAX Scout, and that's from Knife Center. They had them for like $79 where they're normally $110, but they're back ordered. So I put my order in. Who knows? This may give us an idea of post GSM acquisition of cold steel, what the product of that knife is going to be compared to pre-acquisition years, if there's any difference at all, because I've got a feeling GSM, unless they try to cut corners and start, cutting down on quality, they're going to stay with the same facilities at the same quality level. And, let's say they raise knife prices 1%, 1 to 3%. That will cover what they need to buffer the first of this business venture. One of the hardest things on any business is when you start that business, you combine businesses, is the financial stability of that company as it moves forward. It's always a stressful time, and it does impact quality of products. We hope we do not see that. I am so glad I don't drink alcohol. Oh, I'm not kidding. Don't drink alcohol. Your life will turn out so much better if you don't. You do not want to turn out to be some half-ass YouTube content maker, old man, wait a minute. That sounded a lot like Baz on Blades. Damn it. Damn it. Let's talk about something else after I have a drink of this beer. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. I got a 6-pack of these, $14.99. I'm limiting myself to 2 a day, and I'm not drinking them on consecutive days. So this 6-pack is going to last me an entire week. I drink 2 a day, every other day. It's going to be awesome. It is such a good tasting beer. So anyway, let's get up close and personal right now. And we're going to talk about the first week of January 2021. I think most of my viewers know where my political leanings are. I do lean conservative. I'm not going to say that I lean Republican, because I think as everybody should know right now, what we have is not 2 parties striving against each other and forgetting about the common people. What we have is a uniparty, a single party that is simulating that there are 2 parties, and they're ignoring the American people. Our political system at the federal level, let's just limit this to the federal level right now, is totally corrupt. And I'm going to tell you why. And I want you guys to know, again, I don't make 1 penny off of this channel. I can say anything right now, and it does not matter if YouTube comes in here and cuts me off. You know, in fact, if they cut me off, it would save me money, because I spend money on this channel and don't make a dime off of it. But my point is, because I don't have to worry about that or worried about being cut off, please listen to the things that I'm saying. If you think about it, it's going to make some sense. So when I say that everybody in our federal government is, they're crooked, they're crooks, they are bought and paid for from so many different directions that I'm surprised their bodies don't get pulled apart in a fucking bloody mess. They've got so many strings attached to them, they don't even know. They are more of a puppet. They are more of a puppet than any of us poor working slobs that owe a car payment, a house payment, paying for the kids to go to school, whatever. No matter what we have, we just don't have as many strings attached to us as those people. So that'll give you an idea of exactly how controlled they are according to how controlled you feel in your life. Thinking about them, you can understand they are owned. They are beyond owned. And they do what their masters say, because that's where their money comes from. When you go up to Washington, if depending on your position, you make $140,000 a year, or you make $170,000 a year, or $300,000, or whatever it is. You don't do that for 4 years and come out and have $108 million to your name. That's just not possible. There is no investment on the face of this planet that returns in the thousands fold. And they even get to insider trade with permission. So they rake it in hand over fist. They've got people throwing money at them in every way they can to circumvent the rules. And to these politicians, it does not matter if it's a pro-American cause. Now, a lot of people say these politicians hate America. They don't hate America, most of them. Some of them do, and they're very obvious about it. Most of them don't hate America. They are just so removed from and so numb to the lives in real America that nothing seems real. It is totally the game to them. And the reason that is you don't start out in the federal level of politics unless you're that one guy that ran politically once and became president. Everybody else but the one guy, the boss, Everybody else starts way down low, and they work their entire life up through nasty, shitty, muddy layer after layer after layer after layer of politics. By the time they get up to the federal level, they are owned by so many people, and they have done so many unethical things that other people know about. There is no possible way that they can run this country. They are all owned, both sides, nearly 100% of everybody that is in Washington. Okay? There is no right side and left side. There is only one party of people up there, and they're putting on a little show. It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And you know what? Rock'em Sock'em Robots was a game, and that's what they're playing on you. That is what they're playing on you. And there's people that are going to be out on the streets fighting between the right and the left, and there is no right and left. They are all owned from so many different directions. They are not on your side. They are not on your side. So whether it's, big tech or big pharma or foreign influences or oil money or who fucking knows? It could be some of these people, without getting into trouble, some of these people are into some nasty, nasty stuff. A lot of these politicians are trapped because they have been influenced into doing things when they were younger, and they are trapped. They've got it on video, they've got audio, they've got witnesses. This person is then bought and sold. They are bought and sold the rest of their life. Whoever can burn them owns them. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. It's not just good fodder for a TV show script. It happens in real life. That's where TV got the idea from. So they got money thrown at them. They've got control over them for unethical and immoral crap that they do, and they all do it. They all do it. I could not imagine as a human being being in a position of power like that and being totally surprised with people that do nothing but tell you, yes, what you just said is awesome. Yes, what you just did is okay. Yes, that idea is the best ever. That's what you hear from everybody around you. And sooner or later, it's got to fuck up anybody's head, I am sure. It makes you feel lucky to not be a winner, as society would put it. At this point, I am so glad I was never successful in politics. Sure, I would have enjoyed the fringe benefits, but what would I have turned out to be? I may be a broke motherfucker today, but I have a solid moral foundation, a fear of God, and actual concern for my common citizenry in this country. I care about this country a little bit. I would hate to think how crazy I would feel right now if I was ever in the military. I did not go into the military. One of the biggest regrets of my life. If I would have gone into the military, who knows what would have happened. But as patriotic as I feel, as pissed off as I feel, as I'm sure all of you do, I've got to take an honest look about what's going on up there. I can't sit around and look at it totally through the filter of emotions. People are going to do crazy things in 2021. I am afraid, and I don't want to see anybody do this. I'm just afraid this is going to happen. I'm afraid that we're going to see at least attempted political assassinations in the United States in the year 2021. You cannot have 330 million people. 50% are on one side, 50% are on the other side. A certain percentage of each side has insane people in it, people that make really bad decisions, people that are easily influenced and used. Somebody that's just crazy enough or just controlled enough or just used in the right way is going to pop off some shots, and then guess what? We're going from the craziness of political assassination attempts to door-to-door gun confiscation. Now, I don't want to get crazy about firearms. I can tell you exactly what you can expect this year minimum. Assault rifle ban, reinstated, revamped, even more restrictive. High capacity magazine restrictions, bans. You are going to see high tax rates and much higher cost on manufacturing of firearms and ammunition. So the manufacturers themselves are going to they're going to take a beating from the government, and their output is going to go down. So it's never going to get probably much easier to get ammunition or to get firearms. If you honestly have the need for either one, you need to get out and get them. But please stop hoarding ammunition. There are people out there that have one box, 50 rounds of ammunition for their pistol that they just bought because that's all the ammunition they were allowed to buy. If you are sitting on 10,000 rounds of 9mm and you don't want to let other people buy it, you're a fucking asshole. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a shit what kind of Billy Badass you think you are. There is no situation where you're ever going to need 10,000 rounds of ammo that you are going to survive. Okay? If you live alone and you've got 10,000 rounds of ammo and you think you're going to drive off the hordes, you're fucking insane. Quit watching TV and stop and think about things. All right? If a big crowd comes at you, it doesn't matter how many rounds of ammunition you have, they are going to take you. That's it, period. It doesn't matter what defenses you have, what weaponry you have, or what skills you have. Any operator will tell you that. You cannot force 100-to-1 odds. You just can't face that. So please, quit fucking hoarding ammunition. All right? The ammo manufacturers are swearing on a stack of Bibles. They're working 3 12-hour shifts a day, 8 days a week, 465 days a year. Okay? Their employees eat, drink, shit, sleep right at their machines. They're not even allowed to go home. All right? Anybody that needs a day off, they just kill them. Kill them and leave the body laying there and bring somebody else in there to run that ammo. Holy shit, have you seen some of the videos? But I bet they are working a lot of overtime. And they're just getting their asses beat because there's dumbasses out there. They keep fucking buying ammo when they don't need it. And if you're fucking buying ammo right now to resell it later and price gouge people, I hope, fuck you. That's all I'm going to say about that. Fuck you. What are you going to do? Cheaper than dirt, everybody? Hey, we got 1,000 rounds of 9mm ball over here. Some good old 115 grain FMJ. $1,200 for 1,000. I would be ashamed. I bet your mother and father are ashamed of you. Man, I'm glad I never drank alcohol. So, get ready. Get ready. You know, if you need it, buy it. If you don't need it, let other people get it, okay? Fuck that shit, man. Just let other people get it. There literally are. There is a shit ton of people out there that have one 50-round box of ammo. Beyond firearms and ammunition, the reason I mention those first, because they are going to move on them. Okay, things will be impossible to find. If you can find it, it'll be on the secondary market, and the prices will be outrageous. There will be price gouging all over the place. Please get what you need now. Do not think they're not at least going to do those minimums. You know, I don't know what's going to go on with the COVID situation. I don't know anything about COVID. I'm not saying anything about COVID. Hey, drink Einstock beer. Then you won't care about COVID. I'm glad I never started drinking. So, I don't know what's going to go on with the mask and with COVID, but I can guarantee you one thing, it's going to be fucking nuttier than 2020. We are going to end up looking back at 2020 and thinking, damn, those were the good old days. 2021 is going to be insane. So there, I'm just assuming right now, at 50 years of age, that I'm going to be wearing a mask for the rest of my life. You know, I think that's just the way we should all look at it. And then if we're not, we're pleasantly surprised. But that aside, you can tell I'm not super duper for cereal worried about COVID. I've never had myself tested. I've been exposed to it 2 or 3 times. I've never gotten sick. I was sick back way in the 1st of February before the whole COVID thing really dropped on us. That was probably what it was. I've not been tested for the to see if I've had it, but I'm thinking I did. It was a light upper respiratory thing. I ran like 101 fever for 3 hours one night. I took that night off from work, and that was the only thing I missed because nobody was worried about anything. I thought it was my allergies or something. So I'm not too awful worried about it, but I'm not going to say anything one way or another about the way that I think about it. Let's see. You know what? Let's close out talking about a knife. I've got to review this knife, and I've yet to figure out how I'm going to do it. It's the Tops Prather War Buoy, and this thing is it's a modern buoy with a giant fucking swedge. The swedge is 2/3 the length of the blade. It is super aggressive. The tip is needle sharp. Good Lord, it's needle sharp, guys, for a blade this big, 1/4 inch stock. I've got to review this knife. Now, I bought this knife as sort of a fighter, and like I'm a super duper knife fighter. In fact, I am. I am a certified ninja operator. So I don't know whether to review it as a fighter, which is what I bought it for, or you know, not that I'm ever going to be in a knife fight, but I fucking love the design. It's a cool ass knife. And I wanted a large fighter. All the fighter-esque knives that I had were medium small. So I got it. And most people review it as an outdoors knife. They're out there chopping and batoning with it and fucking stabbing mooses and car doors and fucking, wears me out to watch videos like that. I need a nice tabletop review with stuff. Einstock. The Einstock. I'm glad I don't drink alcohol. So I got this thing. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it, guys. It's a badass knife. It is the Tops Prather War Buoy. Look at that buoy blade, guys. It's like a coffin handle. Big old recessed choil area here. Drop to the edge of the blade. Beautiful sharpening choil here. Nice. Look at all of this, guys. Super sharp tip. Look at that fucking swedge. That swedge is the boss. It is the boss. Got some killer jimping up there and just in the right place. Forward grip. You can lock it in and sort of do this loosey-goosey sort of chopping grip with it. It's actually a killer knife. So I got to figure out how to review that. Drop down in the comment section and tell me, you want me to review it as a tactical knife or as an outdoors knife? And then I'll review it as a tactical knife because I don't want to scratch it up doing outdoor stuff. I've got the Essie knives for that shit, guys. I got the Hungloss. The Hungloss is a way better big knife than this one for outdoors. So why take that one out and scar it? So we're probably going to get sort of a tactical review with it, and I'm going to get out in front of the camera and make up a whole bunch of fake sort of Hollywood knife fighting bullshit, act like an expert, and tell everybody to kiss my fucking ass. I am a certified technical ninja operator, and that's just the way it's going to be. So, one more time, guys. Ein Stock. This beer is so good. That was my second one. Now I've got to wait 2 days before I have the other two. So, I don't know, guys. I'm sort of rambling on because, you know, just sitting here in front of the camera. And, I don't know. Let's see. Talked about what's coming up and talked about guns and talked about masks and talked about beer. We talked about beer. We've talked so much. I drank this whole beer, guys, and I'm a slow drinker. I'm drinking it for the taste. Slow drinker. So I don't know of anything else to talk about, and I don't know if I've been rambling or not, and I don't give a rat's ass. If you don't like it, thank you for watching to the very end and not liking it anyway. I'm sure you're a big giant loser and you don't have anything better to do anyway. So, as always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.